Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393 to get in touch with us during the course of the show. This is one of the worst days of the year when you realize, okay, certainly not only are the holidays definitely over, Christmas, New Year's are in our rearview mirror, but so is football. Oh, it's nearly too much to take. It's too much to bear. That's why we're here together. Aww. So we can, give each other the support we need to get through it.
Well, pitchers and catchers report this week, so you're excited about baseball starting, aren't you? Oh, man.
Am I? Am I ever? Chiefs 25-22 winner in overtime over the 49ers in a game that, and this happens a lot with the Super Bowl, was pretty boring, I thought, until like the last 10 minutes, maybe.
That's what I told somebody today that hadn't seen the game yet because various things going on in their life. And I said, you know what? Just watch the fourth quarter and overtime. You're good.
Exactly. Yeah. From about 5 minutes left in the game on, there's some fun there. Yeah. But 25-22, Chiefs win yet another Super Bowl. So that's 3 out of the last 5 years. Not bad. First
time back-to-back, 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, man. Somebody needs to keep an eye on him. Last 3 Super Bowl appearances for him. 0-3 record. He was the Falcons' offensive coordinator whose questionable play calling blew the 28-3 lead against the Patriots. And then they lost. They were up, weren't they up 21-10 or something, I think it was, to the Chiefs. About 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then last night they blew it. So he's been outscored in the second half. 10-0 lead. Outscored 74-29 in 3 games. And the only and he 2 overtime losses in the Super Bowl.
The only two that have ever happened.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He was part of. So that's great. That's great. Yep. But congratulations to the Chiefs. They got a dynasty going. They threw that word around quite a bit when the game ended. It's a dynasty. It's a dynasty. It's a dynasty.
I thought they were rebuilding, though.
Well, they're rebuilding a dynasty.
Yeah, something
I guess
there.
Is what they're doing.
Wow, that's good stuff for them.
So before the game, Joe Biden gave us a little Super Bowl preview.
Oh, okay.
Chiefs or Niners?
2 great quarterbacks. Hard to decide. But if I didn't say I was for the Eagles, then I'd be sleeping alone. My wife's a Philly girl.
Game or commercials?
Game.
Game or halftime show?
Game.
Jason Kelce or Travis Kelce?
Mama Kelce. I understand she makes great chocolate chip cookies.
Deviously plotting to rig the season so the Chiefs would make the Super Bowl, or the Chiefs just being a good football team?
I'd get in trouble if I told you.
Trump or Biden?
Are you kidding? Biden.
They try so hard to make him look hip.
They do.
And it
Can't
just
do it.
fails every single time.
Can't do it. He's so bad.
But this is big because that was their first TikTok ever. That was Joe Biden on TikTok for the first time yesterday. So that's big for Gen Zers.
I thought that wasn't supposed to happen. Federal employees weren't supposed to go on TikTok.
Oh, you're right.
Is there not a federal employee TikTok ban? Because of the Chinese connection there with China.
Oh, I'll take that back.
That's
Never mind.
All right.
If you want to follow him, it's Biden HQ at TikTok.
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me download
Dang, I already
first.
forgot it. So
I got to download the app first. Now I'm following him. Cool, thanks.
Oof. He also released an ad where he complained about his own crappy economy.
The Super Bowl Sunday. If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game. You know, when buying snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing.
Oh, no.
Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much.
Whose
and
fault?
as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough
We're sure
of what they call
this isn't AI?
shrinkflation. It's a ripoff. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice.
Right.
Give me a break. The American public is tired of being played for suckers.
Yeah, by
Calling
you.
on companies to put a stop to this.
That's incredible.
Let's make sure businesses do the right thing now.
Really good. Really great message from him.
Why are prices going up, I wonder, though?
Well, because of his crappy economy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just big business getting one over on the American
it's his
working man.
crappy economy. which is interesting because that never occurred to anybody when they're putting that together. There is shrinkflation, not because they're prospering so much, but because you put the squeeze on everybody. And they're trying to make a profit still without gouging us more than they already had to. Incredible. Is there no awareness whatsoever by anybody in this government? Incredible. It's really incredible. But, the mainstream media, the press, still defending him. My gosh, they defended him last week after all that went on. We got to share this Washington Post story with you in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think initially, I think there's three phases that we've gone through. There was the initial rush to his defense because they're like Pavlov's dog. If he does something stupid, they feel like they have to go out there and defend him. But then, as the weekend went on, and the clips that we have will lay this out, the defense kind of stopped. But then it was Sunday morning, and then his surrogates and his handlers and everybody came out. And so, I don't know. Step 4 is either going to be he's gone or this thing is over.
We'll see. But here's watch this. Just check this out.
The president also offered his sharpest criticism yet of Israel when he was asked about its handling of the war against Hamas.
The conduct of the response in the Gaza Strip, has been over the top.
Israel and Ukraine will be on the agenda today.
Described in the report as sympathetic elderly man who is well-meaning. That is not how you want your president to be perceived.
No,
what
but
do you make of that?
He leaned right into it last night and said, I am a sympathetic elderly man who has a good memory. And that'll be the thing he's got to convince and prove to voters.
This year is an important year. And when he has these moments, and we were talking about this off air, Tony, I mean, this is something that is glaring moving into this year.
And to be holding a press conference about your mental acuity and to mix up Egypt and Mexico, Mexico's not even in the conversation. No questions about Mexico. It's not the topic of the press conference. It's not a good look.
No, and it was all about the southern border of Gaza, so he went to Mexico. Who among us hasn't screwed up those two countries before, but we're not president.
Hallie, as you look at this and analyze this, I mean, it's Friday a body blow to President Biden in a place where he already was vulnerable. How damaging do you think this could be?
Well, here's another phrase for it, gut punch. That's the way that one source described it to me on the Democratic side, Savannah.
Just have a few seconds, Hallie, but I just have to ask, I mean, listen, neither one of these candidates are young men, let's be honest, okay? And both have had senior moments. Donald Trump recently confusing Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi on January 6th. There have been other gaffes about, we're going to start World War II and so forth. Do voters treat them equally in terms of that issue?
They don't, and we see that in the polls.
Pause it for a second. And that's because they're not equal on this. Have there been screw-ups from Trump? Yeah, a few, but everybody knows it's not because of his cognitive decline. This president who is out there in front of the American people, not as often as he should be, obviously, but still, on a regular basis, every single time he shows us that he's not fit for this duty. Every single time.
Yeah. And as you know, this is all from the Friday morning show. So this is this is the mainstream media failing to read the room. They're initially just defending him. There's more. Yeah.
They don't, and we see that in the polls. Only 48, fewer than half of voters, Savannah, in our most recent poll have the same concerns about Donald Trump's age and mental fitness for the job than they do about President Biden, for whatever reason that is.
For whatever reason. They can't figure it out.
I know.
They can't figure out the reason. The obvious reason we just related. Yeah, it's not for that. That's not it. Jeez.
But yeah, one thing that was mentioned in that montage that really got no traction was his
criticism of Israel.
Yeah, over the
really
top, going after terrorists. Come on.
Really bad.
Ooh, yeah. Keep in mind, though, that this president has been deemed unfit to stand trial, but he's fine as president. And hell, he might even get 5 years left in him as president.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because, I mean, serving as president, that's not as important as standing trial. Right? Yeah. I mean, obviously, you can do one and not the other. That makes perfect sense.
All right, so that was Friday morning.
So then, did things change? ABC News actually called him out a bit.
But on those references to his age, he was seething. His anger was palpable in the room, gripping, almost red in the face. I asked him, has your memory gotten worse? He was stern. He was clearly frustrated by the question. He said, my memory is fine, almost short. But look, over the course of the rest of the questions, you saw it. He got more angry, more dismissive even of voters' concerns. And I don't think that tact is working for him. Anger isn't Joe Biden's brand. And it's not the kind of thing voters want to hear. They want to hear, they want to feel heard on this. They don't want to feel like their concerns, what they're seeing with their own eyes, is being dismissed outright.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay. Then NBC also called him out after ABC did.
President Biden spending the weekend here at his home while we expect his surrogates will start doing that damage control, fanning out and characterizing the special counsel as a political opportunist. Now, Robert Hur's report this week has laser-focused attention on the president's age and memory. This investigation ended with prosecutors deciding against any charges, but they accused the president of willfully taking and keeping government documents. Special counsel Hur also went to some lengths, I think, to point out the president's age. He's 81. And to say outright that he has significant memory lapses.
So now we're pointing that out.
So you got ABC, NBC, not to be left out. Here's CBS News calling him out.
This is not a new problem for the White House and for the Biden campaign. There have been long-standing, mounting questions about his age and mental sharpness. Wow. And so this only adds to those concerns. And that is why you are seeing so much damage control. That is why the president insisted that he could have the opportunity to take questions and address this head on. At the same time, though, Catherine, another issue might be how willing they are to acknowledge that Americans feel this way and have concerns about his age and cognitive state, because when asked about it twice and how he would reassure voters who have those concerns, he grew angry and frustrated and lashed out at reporters for even asking the question. But certainly they are well aware that this is going to follow them well into the campaign. And now that you have it written out in this extensive report, there are concerns about how this could do real political damage.
Yeah, did you see the plethora of op-eds over the weekend in the New York Times? I think we have the headlines of all of them on the screen here. You got to see this. I mean, the New York Times is saying, nah, we're good. Time to move on from Joe. I mean, look at that. He said, the challenges of an aging president. Mr. President, ditch the stealth about health. The question is not if Biden should step aside, it's how. Democrats can no longer stay silent about Biden.
Wow.
New York Times, all those are op-eds.
That's interesting.
It sure is.
That's fascinating. Somebody also noticed that, this is not the same guy that started running for president back in 2018. And when you see this video, it's like, whoa, okay, yeah, there's a bit of a difference now. Here's a flashback, Joe, in 2018.
Is age a legitimate issue?
It is a legitimate issue. Sure it is. And I think people are going to judge it.
Pause it for a second.
If I were to run,
look at just the expression in his eyes. Just his facial expression is
There's
completely different. Yes, you can see. The lights are on. Somebody's maybe even home. And he is so much sharper just 5-6 years ago now. All right, let's see this. And it goes a little something.
Is age a legitimate issue?
It is a legitimate issue. Sure it is. And I think people are going to judge it. If I were to run, I think they're going to judge me on my vitality. Can I still run up the steps of Air Force 2? Am I still in good shape? Do I have all my faculties? Am I energetic? I think it's totally legitimate.
0 for 4.
Ask those questions.
Yeah, and we're asking him, and we're answering them. You're answering them for us, all in the negative. Every question has been answered.
That is...
in a way he doesn't want it to be.
I think
it's incredible.
I kind of think what may have happened this weekend after Thursday night is one thing that we've often said on the show is when it's about the press, when they are affected,
then they're pissed.
Who was he lashing out at? The press.
Right.
He was in their face. He was snapping at them. You diminish their ability to do their job. Now it's an issue for them.
That's right.
Not before, when we've been talking about this since before he was president.
Yep.
No, now it's an issue.
If it's not about the country, it's about they themselves. Yes, that's the problem. Where it should be just the opposite. Maybe you should be looking out for the country. That's kind of your job, and they're not doing it. They're just not doing it. We'll get into what happened on the Sunday shows then yesterday morning coming up in a minute. But proper sleep helps us increase our focus. It boosts our energy, improves mood. So let me introduce to you Beam's Dream Powder. It's a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep. It's delicious. And today, you're going to get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder just for being here with us. They're science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better, ever. Now available in really delicious flavors, too, like chocolate peanut butter, cinnamon cocoa, and sea salt caramel, which is my favorite. There's only 15 calories. There's no grams of sugar. Better sleep is attainable and delicious. Other sleep aids can cause next-day grogginess, but Dream contains a powder of all-natural blends that just refreshes, and you're going to love it. Now, I could go through the things that are in it, the melatonin and all of that, but just know it helps and it's natural. The numbers don't lie. In a recent clinical study, 93% of participants reported Dream helped them get better sleep. Beam Dream. It's easy to add to your nighttime routine. Just mix Dream into hot water or milk and enjoy it before bedtime. Find out why Forbes is talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time, go to ShopBeam, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com at checkout. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code to get up to 40% off.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So what did the surrogates on the Sunday shows have to say about the nightmare that is Joe Biden?
Okay, we're going to skip the CNN thing because it's 4 minutes long. You want to do that?
Oh,
later?
you did have it. Oh, that's right. No, we did want to play.
You want to do that? Because, this is...
Because they fact-checked some of his stuff.
Yeah, and this is fascinating. It's not just a hit-and-run fact-check by CNN. This is 4 minutes of fact-checking by CNN, which, again...
that's a lot of fact-checking.
Yeah, as Friday wore on, the weekend wore on, the mainstream press realized, oh my gosh, we cannot cover for this guy. Now, LA Times didn't get the memo. I want to, real quickly, Joe, here's the headline from the LA Times. This is their opinion piece. Apparently, they weren't on the conference call about how to handle Joe. Age matters, which is why Biden's age is his superpower.
That's my God.
LA Times op-ed. So they didn't get the memo, but CNN...
Remember all those thought pieces back in 1988 with Ronald Reagan? No, age was his superpower. Do you remember what a big deal that was?
Yes.
In the 80s, late 80s, the oldest president at the time, and at the end of his second term, so he went into office at 69 years old, and everybody thought that was too old. He left office at 77, younger than Joe Biden is now.
Age was a superpower, right, Pat?
That's not exactly
That's not how they
felt.
handled it back then?
No,
That's not how they handled it.
Not exactly.
Okay.
But anyway, here's CNN fact-checking Biden.
While one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Huh.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made. None of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Huh. All right.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret /SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs, and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence and sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corners. But still, whatever coloring these documents had, the special counsel says they were clearly marked as highly classified. And then I should add, Hur also said that investigators' analysis of Biden's own handwritten notes from his time as vice president showed that these notebooks also contained highly classified info, though those were not marked. And Hur said a sampling of 37 excerpts found that, quote, 8 are top secret with sensitive compartmented information, 7 of which include information concerning human intelligence sources, plus 6 others that were top secret.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter on a book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said...
No, they did not say that.
Okay.
They did not say that.
Wow. And?
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it. He can defend himself. But he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Yeah. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Hur wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white. Now, Hur did elaborate that Biden shared classified info with the ghostwriter by reading nearly verbatim from the notebooks on at least 3 occasions, including notes from meetings in the Situation Room. He did find that Biden, quote, at times tried to avoid sharing classified info, like by skipping over certain material as he was reading them to the ghostwriter. And Hur did write that the evidence does not show that Biden knew the info was classified. Nonetheless, even though the special counsel did clearly give him some material to defend himself with, this is not a factual defense. So he could cite the factual stuff, Hur said, didn't know it was intentional, etc. But declaring the special counsel just did not say what he said, John, is not a factual defense.
Important to note, Daniel Dale, always great to have you. Thanks so much.
Always great to have you. Always. Yeah. So he's a lying sack.
What?
And even CNN admits it, knows it.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid, too, in his lies. I mean, he looks you right in the face, and he's all pissed off that you would even make the implication. And this is so outrageous that you would even bring it up. And it all turns out to be true.
Yeah.
Usually when you lie, when you're that passionate about defending yourself, when you know that people are going to look into it, usually you would think they'd be telling the truth, but he does this all the time and lies through his teeth.
Yeah.
All the time, unprovable lies.
And yeah, we're going to play like the Sunday clips of the people rushing to his defense, but it's like Kamala Harris went out there and said, you're politicizing basically his bad memory. Okay. KJP says, I mean, it's been his whole career. He's done gaffes. I mean, that's just Joe.
I give you my word as a Biden.
Thank you. Okay. And then Jill was saying, this was the great one. I should have had him pull this clip. Jill saying that, you're politicizing our son's death.
Oh my!
Because he couldn't remember.
Oh my gosh!
Right. Oh, it's just these people are appalling in every sense of the word.
Wow. She's an accessory to treason. That's as simple as I could put it. Jill Biden is an accessory to treason. So let's go ahead and play what they had to say on some of the shows yesterday. And all rhymed. Isn't that wonderful?
Nice
It's
job.
wonderful.
I like it.
I know it's a little early for that, but I nailed it anyway.
Nailed it.
Here's Alejandro Mayorkas.
Then made gratuitous, unnecessary, and inaccurate personal remarks, and those are improper. The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I love that. I love that.
What were those? What was it again? Hold on. He's sharp. What was it?
We got to write that down.
Play the last 10 seconds, please.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
This is awesome.
He's sharp.
And those are improper.
Right.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it.
Oh, boy.
Because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
Probing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I bet he is. I've heard that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we could ask Tara Reid about that. But he's sharp, intensely probing.
Detail-oriented.
Detail-oriented.
What was the last one?
Focus.
Focus.
Detail-oriented.
That's my president, y'all. Right there.
And
see that?
focus.
Over there. Sharp, intensely probing, detail-oriented. I mean, these people are just how do you go home
they live in
and
make-believe
sit in the shower and just let the hot water roll over you after you go out and give an interview like that?
Bro, these are people that bathe. They don't shower. They bathe. It says a lot about them.
Oh, man. Mayorkas, though, is just a terrible liar.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't even pull it off.
No.
That, he actually believes this garbage that's coming out of his stupid face. Biden campaign chair Mitch Landrieu defended Biden as well.
Okay.
Because just this past week alone, the president, in public remarks, mixed up the leaders of France, Germany, and he referred to Egypt as Mexico.
Yeah, right.
Does the president have any memory problems?
He does not. I was in the interview.
No, he has no problem.
Oh, that was the attorney.
Yeah, that was his attorney. Totally reassuring us that his memory is totally fine.
How do you sit there and make these outrageous lies right in front of not just the interviewer,
big paychecks,
but the American people?
Big paychecks.
Wow. Again, accessories to treason.
Yep.
This is the campaign manager, Mitch Landrieu, here.
And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game. And as Secretary Mayorkas said a minute ago, when you go in to brief the president, you better have your big boy pants on.
Oh,
and this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
Understood, but Americans don't agree with what you're saying. In fact, our NBC News poll found that 76% of voters are concerned about whether the president has the necessary mental and physical health to be president for a second term.
I'll give you a better stat than that. 86% of Americans say the man is too old to run again. 86%? We don't agree on 86% of anything. Ever. 86% of us wouldn't agree the sky is blue.
Mm-hmm. You know what that sounds like, Pat? That sounds like a bucket of BS so deep you get your boots stuck in them.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, what he got? Dan Rather running his campaign?
Jeez.
What's that?
So it's 86% of Americans overall. You know what the percentage is for Democrats who think he's too old to run? 73%.
Wow.
73% of Democrats don't want him to run again, or at least think he's too old. Incredible. I mean, maybe some of that 73 want him to run again anyway because they got no other option, which wouldn't surprise me much. But they're in trouble, or they should be. Either they're in trouble or America is. It's one of the two. How long is this, Alex
23
Padilla?
seconds.
Senator Alex Padilla defending Biden.
That's our task between now and November on the campaign side, to remind the American public, number one, not only is he fit to do the job, he's doing a hell of a damn job.
He sure is.
If he was weak, he wouldn't have been able to rally our allies to support Ukraine against Putin's aggression. Right? He wouldn't have driven the economy to such great success.
Ruin?
It's great success. Could you be more generic?
Oh, my gosh.
And by the way, the White House is now angry with Merrick Garland. Yeah, they're like, hey, you remember we weren't supposed to give this to somebody who could actually tell the truth about the president. So now he's apparently on the outs at the White House.
No.
Yeah.
That's sad. I hate to hear that. Darn it. Oh, well, let's move on. More coming up in a minute.
God save the Queen, man.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Super Bowl Sunday. Hope you had an enjoyable one. Chiefs won again. So if you're a Chiefs fan, you must be probably still celebrating this morning. Who knew that they had it in them? You know, they kept talking about how they had such an up and down roller coaster season. I mean, did they though? Yeah, they lost a couple of games. Everybody thought they were going to win, but you know, they were always still the Chiefs with Pat Mahomes at quarterback. And when he had 2 minutes and 5 or 10 seconds left in the game,
plenty of time.
You thought, oh boy, here we go. This isn't going to hold up because he's the new Tom Brady or the football version of Michael Jordan. Just in crunch time, he's going to get you there. Pretty amazing. That's why he makes, $50 million a year, I think? 40 to 50 million a year? Ooh. It's not bad. He doesn't wonder where his next meal is coming from. Holy Smokes 76 tweets, imagine how many times they had to do that Joe Biden interview before the Super Bowl. What? Football. Happy Thanksgiving, where we give we didn't anyway.
I also would like to know where they filmed that because it looked like he was like in a trailer house.
Where was it? I thought it was
Joe,
like a kindergarten classroom.
I noticed that. Yeah,
it wasn't presidential like.
Right.
Like if
No,
you're
it was not.
If you're president, why are you hanging out with the trailer people out back? Nothing wrong with that, but
No.
why is my president, right? If he's the president, why is he hanging out with them and back there? Look at that. That doesn't look weird.
And what's on the TV? Can you maybe turn the TV off before the shoot there?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that looks like, is that Jason Kelsey wearing a Chief
I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Wow, that is interesting.
It's very weird.
Yeah, very. From Patriot Biggles 2, let's have a Biden-Tucker interview. No notes, no teleprompter. Let's just see what he's got. Yeah, that never happened. Never in a million years. He'll only go to friendly territory. And even then, you know, I'm sure they have to have the list of questions you're going to ask him. So they've been able to prepare the answers with him. He probably has it, you know, written out for him.
On a note card.
On a note card.
Yep.
Or in a teleprompter. Yeah, he can't do it. He's incapable. From Renewable Goo, he's not fit to stand trial, but it's fine that he's president because the people actually running the country are a lot more lucid than he is. Those commies are laser focused on our destruction.
Yep.
Indeed they are. Rock and Roll G-Mom. By the way, we got some great news on the rock and roll front.
Yes, we do.
Tell you about that coming up. Biden was not suffering from dementia back when he was VP and took the documents found in his garage then. So they're doing this so he will not stand trial for his crimes. Yeah, I think they've already cleared that, so that hurdle's over. Dan the Man, we'll know when they're officially done with Slow-Mo Joe when SNL starts drilling him.
Yeah, somebody have to tell us about it.
That'll be the day.
Because we're not really watching it every...
No.
Sorry, come on.
I can't remember the last time I watched.
Wait for the highlights.
SNL live. You know, when was the last? It's got to be 30 years. But he's the sharpest. He's the sharpest tack in the entire stack. People can't keep up with him. You got to be really prepared for a meeting with him because he's
but Trump's
sharp.
memory is the same. It's just as bad. Trump's memory just as bad.
If not worse.
If not worse, that's what I'm hearing.
Nobody will talk about it.
Yeah, that's
the amazing thing.
Hey, you know, one thing we didn't do is
I threw away my sharp. What was it? Intensely.
Oh, it's right here,
something or
baby.
other?
It's right here.
Oh, we have
right
it. Okay.
there. Come on
Sharp, intensely probing, detail-oriented, and focused.
That's Joe Biden 2024. Can we? Because you know there was so much news to cover on Friday. that we didn't do the Nevada caucus results, okay?
Which were amazing.
We got to see these. Look at this. This is, what was it, Ryan Binkley was his big challenger?
Yeah. He didn't get 100% of the vote, as you see there.
Know,
so Donald Trump is slipping. That would be the New York Times headline. Not everybody in the Republican Party wants Donald Trump.
Yeah, 536 voters in the state. 536.
99.1%, 2.9%.
He got all the delegates.
In raw numbers, it's 59,545 to 536. I mean,
look, I tell you what, Ryan, I'll give you. I'll knock off. Put that graphic back up. I'll knock off 59,000 votes. I'll just set them aside. Put them in the garbage can.
And he still beats him. Jeez.
59545 to 536.
Kind of embarrassing, but everybody saw that coming, right? In the actual primary, I think it was 75 to 25 or something. Trump over. Well, it wasn't even Trump. That's right. It was 63 to 31.
Yeah.
None of the candidates over Nikki Haley.
That's hysterical.
I would have loved to see what the head-to-head would have been, because it would have been such a bloodbath, so humiliating for her. And then, of course, Trump destroyed her in the U.S. Virgin Islands as well. I don't know. Did we talk about that Friday?
No. What was that one?
Yeah, that one was about 75-35.
Oh.
Yeah, he destroyed her. So, it was not pretty.
Next up is Saturday in Nikki Haley's home state of South Carolina.
Here we are.
Or no, wait, a week from Saturday. Sorry, we're a week and a half out.
Okay.
Or 2.
Oh, 2 weeks from this past Saturday, right? So
something like
we
that.
got some time to prepare, and Nikki's got some time to make up the 50, 60-point spread between them, whatever it is, in her home state.
Wow.
I don't know. Can she go on if she loses really badly there?
No.
She claims she's going to.
Oh, wow. God.
She claims she's taking it all the way.
Okay, you do that.
We'll see.
Nick.
Yeah, we'll see. On Saturday, Donald Trump held a rally in South Carolina. Before we get to that, before we move away from the Joe Biden stuff, we've got all these people who are defending him. You got the Washington Post, who wrote this unbelievable story. It starts out, President Biden arrived in the diplomatic reception room on Thursday evening, aiming to demonstrate that what the special prosecutor had written about him in a report released earlier that day, that Biden was a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, was false. He was in command. This is their opinion. He was in command. He remembered. He was a president worth re-electing.
Oh.
Was he? I am well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing, declared Biden, who was by turns feisty, funny, and sharp. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. But then they continue. In a news conference designed in part to reassure the nation about the 81-year-old president's fitness for office, the scene in the ornate but cramped room quickly became unruly. So it's the scene. It's the other people around that made this difficult for him. Shouldn't have been this way. This was not his fault. He is sharp, intensely probing, detail-oriented, and focused. But because of all the chaos going around, that threw him a little bit.
Okay.
So Biden found himself interrupted by shouting reporters. Right? All competing for airtime. He repeatedly mischaracterized the findings of the special counsel report released several hours earlier about his careless handling of classified documents. He referred to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt, but misstated the country he represents, prompting another round of Democratic agita.
All right, here's your assignment, Ed.
Yeah,
write an article, but I need you to make
the word agita part of it.
You can do that. We'll make you senior editor.
It's just a form of agitated that never appears anywhere, so we want to see if you can work it in there somewhere. The spectacle, at times chaotic, at times emotional, echoed around the country among the networks of Democratic donors and strategists who've been struggling for weeks to contain their concern about the state and direction of Biden's campaign. Blah, blah, blah. they go on and on with this article about how it wasn't him. It was everybody else. It was the chaos. And the only problem is that because I guess he's an elderly man, he got distracted by it and couldn't handle it. I mean, if that's the case, he's still not qualified to be president of the United States. Right. Is everything going to be serene every time he has to make an important decision? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Good gosh. Okay, so anyway.
I think you're right, though. I think that whoever wrote that op-ed for the Washington Post, I really do believe that they said, all right, who's going to do this? Who's going to write the op-ed? Give it to the new guy. And and mix in the word agita.
Just for gravitas. Oh, by the way, if you can, work that word in too. Yeah. Because that's always a really good word. We'll show you some of his senior moments coming up in a minute that the Washington Post is trying to excuse. Mm-hmm. It's astounding. We've probably heard almost all of it separately, but put it together, it's pretty astounding. Yeah. Get to that in a minute. But first, we got to get really serious about Valentine's Day. It's Wednesday. So hopefully you've already at least ordered the flowers. Here's a thought. Do it now with Bouqs, short for bouquets. We got you covered with 25% off your entire purchase at the Bouqs Company. This close to Valentine's Day, that's really unheard of. Bouqs is definitely my go-to flower source, and it's because the flowers arrive so fresh. They cut out the middleman. They go directly to the best flower farms. I mean, these are flower farms, even some of them on the side of volcanoes. So they've got very rich soil, and when you get these, they arrive fresh because they haven't been sitting somewhere in a warehouse for 3 or 4 weeks. It's something you got to try. If you've given up on flowers like my wife did, and so did I for a long time, because they're dead after the first day, you're going to love Bouqs. It's a great experience. Bouqs, short again for bouquet. Bouqs. Go to Bouqs.com. Use the promo code PAT. You'll get 25% off. Bouqs. Bouqs.com. Promo code PAT.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Yes, indeed. All right, just to give you a quick indication. Well, not so quick. This takes a little time. But soak in how sharp, intensely probing, detail-oriented, and focused this man is.
All right, so this is
Look at this.
Joe Biden. Okay.
Anyway. And I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, maybe choose my words.
Please.
I was just thinking. Anyway. I just look. I mean.
Anyway, say it. Say it.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. It was in January. After being elected.
All right. It was January.
Late January, early February.
No, February. I'm sorry.
This music. Hello. Look at it.
He said, it's not, we lead. Not just. Well, I won't go into it. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers.
The drivers, okay.
For 2 reasons. One. Two.
Hello.
It's an impact that decades are making because inaction was there was inaction with the Department of from Charlotte. Another line going from in Florida down to Tampa. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway, the idea that and Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce right.
Shanga Khan? Shanga Khan? So you're talking about Shanga Khan? Shanga Khan?
Beginning
yeah.
this effort, and I want you to know that I want to thank you as well for but the nature.
The nature.
Not.
Okay. Anyway.
I'll go ahead and roll Shrine. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is.
I was going to put him.
It's a foot.
Look.
What am I looking at?
Solid meeting with the Los Angeles and
yeah.
What am I doing here?
I don't know.
From
no one knows.
Excuse me. They also increase corporate growth. They make a very good point. Here's the deal.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Here it is. Right here. Here it is.
$159 billion left. My plan is to make concrete. I know.
He's going to make concrete?
President.
Well, concrete. That's really thick.
It's not funny, but what do you do here?
Leading
it's funny.
tech companies like Anthropic.
Anthropic? That's my favorite company. Anthropic. Hey.
How can you try? Beer brewed here it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery.
What?
Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lakes. By the end of a governing crisis, it's time to end it.
Speechwriter's getting fired all over this montage.
Anyway.
Because that's why we can't let. We cannot let this election be one where the same man who was president 4 years ago. I'll never forget.
Right. What?
I won't go into that.
I'm sorry, what?
Anyway.
Go into it.
Anyway.
I just think
I love the anyways. Love them.
Florida Small Business Winner Award winner.
Go right to
Business Week winner.
Anyway.
Where does he evolve our institution?
I love the string section down. It's good.
Like we take baths up that. Anyway, overruled to reinstate the 30-second.
Yeah.
Freestanding.
Okay.
Have
freestanding.
30 free.
30 free.
Sweet
30
Lord,
free.
help us.
Free.
Follow my orders here.
Oh, gotta follow my orders here. Hey, that's what he's doing.
Exit stage. Someone will help me. You me.
I miss the strings in this song though. Those were pretty intense.
It's incredible. We tweeted that out, so you can
Pat Unleashed.
Share this with everybody you know. Share it with people who are maybe still supporting this guy.
I know.
With a little question mark afterwards. Still supporting this guy? Jeez.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
By the way, did you see that the Biden Team Biden is suing to get RFK
off the ballot
in multiple states?
Off the ballot.
Huh, why is that? You're not confident in that
part
guy?
of democracy, that's why. They love democracy.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Going to the Gulf.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let's see. We got some tweets here. Barry Jackson tweets, regardless, Biden is a thief. He stole documents. We're arguing the wrong things. Yeah, as always. But,
There's so much to argue about Joe Biden.
Yes. North by North. How much LSD does Mayorkas take on a daily basis? Yeah, to believe the things he does and say the things? I don't know, but it's probably a lot. Sara the Roma, whatever Biden's apologists are being paid, it's not enough. Non-compliant Protestant, Binkley Mentum is catching on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he almost got 1% of the vote.
Almost.
In the caucus.
But don't oversell it.
No.
It was...
We want to be realists,
so close.
too. I mean, we're Binkley optimists, but we've got to be real. He didn't quite get to the 1% threshold Yeah, it is so exciting.
If you tuned in late, it was a barn burner. 99.1% for Donald Trump.
In the Nevada caucus.
Yeah, 0.9% for Ryan Binkley.
So close. And yet. From Tyler X. Durden? Tyler's Durden? I don't know how you pronounce that, but if Biden is in complete command of his faculties, then he must be prosecuted. Am I wrong? No, I think you're right.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have it both ways.
Except they do.
Yeah.
On this and so many other issues, including climate change, they've got it every which way. So it's great. Cornelius Megaduke. I swear, if I responded to a police officer that pulled me over the same way Biden talks in his speeches, I'd be suspected of being on drugs.
Fair.
For sure. Anyway.
But, I mean, at least, it's nothing serious of being pulled over.
Right.
You're just president of the United States.
Right. Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's got to be noted. He's just doing a dumb little job. Leader of the free world.
Free.
How tough is that?
Can we start dropping the word free from that
probably.
phrase? Okay.
Kenneth Parker, the piano music with the Biden clips makes me want to donate money to his old folks' home. GoFundMe. Yep. So what did anybody think of the halftime show with Usher yesterday? Did you like it? Are you Usher fans? I'm not a big Usher guy. So.
I only heard it. I didn't get to see.
Oh, okay.
It's a long story.
He had a lot of...
It wasn't good from what I heard.
A lot of his friends came out. It was fantastic.
Okay, cool.
It was fantastic?
It was fantastic.
That's
it's
your
Usher.
Take on it?
Yes,
It was
it's Usher.
Fantastic.
Usher is...
Fantastic.
It was
You do
my generation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure.
By the way, the BYU people, because thanks to you, now I follow BYU. They did this whole video about Usher, and then some of the guys that I know were there. I'm like, they all nailed it. The song that everybody wanted it, he sang.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. No. And what is the name of that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. Because it was Usher. It was who else was in that?
Alicia Keys was on there.
Alicia Keys was part of it. Then there were some rappers.
Was Ludacris there?
will.i.am.
Ludacris
was there.
Which is fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
It's from the great movie franchise Fast and the Furious.
Right. Love me some Ludacris. I really do. And then we got a whole bunch of sightings of Taylor Swift and her entourage, which included Blake Lively. Her husband, Ryan Reynolds, tweeted something out that was funny because they ran, during the Super Bowl, they ran the trailer for Deadpool, for Deadpool 3 or whatever
be great.
They're calling
Deadpool
it.
and Wolverine.
So he asked the question, have you seen the trailer of Deadpool? And by the way, has anybody seen my wife? Yeah, like 1 million times because she was standing next to Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very funny. Creative. You had to kind of be there to get
Did
the
y'all
joke.
see Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Sitting with Jack and his wife, Beyonce. But why is he looking like old grandma? Did you guys not
Jay-Z?
see that? Yeah.
I didn't really notice.
I'll show you in the break. He'd
Yeah?
be looking like grandma. Like,
I thought that was a grandma.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
No idea.
So, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if it pissed people off. I don't really care about the Taylor Swift sightings. You show her, don't show her.
Did you watch the pregame?
Whatever. I did. Much of it, anyway.
Whew. There was a Taylor Swift mention about every 3.4 seconds.
A lot.
Oh, the plane that she flew or rode from Tokyo here got like 32,000 views on Flight Tracker. It got removed and then leaked communication between the ground and the pilot was shown, and they renamed the plane the Football Era, and then she was complaining that the bathroom wasn't working properly, it was low pressure, and her seat was squeaking.
Oh, and we know this from leaked audio from the plane?
Leaked,
incredible.
Whatever scripts, because that's what they put it. And then to the point that they had a second plane on standby just in case Taylor did not like that plane. So she had 2 planes ready to rock and roll, which it doubled her emissions into the air. Oh, she was really upset about.
I was just going to say, I'm sure this is all climate friendly, though.
She was really upset to the point that she complained to X, and X took out all the tweets. due to privacy violations.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yep.
Oh boy.
It was great.
Well,
yeah. All right. Whatever.
There we go.
You know, whatever.
Well, shoot. I hate that I wasn't able to follow along in real time with Taylor Swift's travels.
Yeah, you could have tracked her per plane.
It was great.
Man, I mean, it's a weird phenomenon.
I just don't get it.
I don't
get it either.
I mean, is it? Am I just too old to get it, or is this?
I think it is.
No, I don't.
No joke to you, but I think it is. I think it's.
I don't think it's.
Do
all
you
that.
get it, Chris?
No, I don't get it.
Oh, okay, well then it's not an age.
I think it's
thing.
this strange obsession.
Neither my wife.
With
My ex-wife
celebrity.
gets it.
I don't understand America.
My daughter-in-law.
He gets it.
She gets it. She loves Taylor Swift, and because of Taylor Swift, she wanted the Chiefs to. She's the only person at our house last night who wanted the Chiefs to win.
Okay.
But everything Travis Kelce did was fabulous, and
punching his coach on the sideline, that was fabulous.
What was
that was good stuff.
And by the way, after that, people started unearthing videos of him punching a teammate at training camp. Obviously, he threw his helmet down that drew the ire of Andy Reid on Christmas Day, if you recall that.
Mm-hmm.
There was another instance, where he got ejected when he threw his towel at a ref during a game. The guy's got anger issues, and boy, I really hope that when he and Taylor settle down and start a family, we don't hear of some domestic abuse allegations, because my goodness, this guy is a loose
That's
cannon.
why the Swifties were worried about last night. Not about the game. They're worried about if he beats her up. And I'm like, okay.
Hope not. Jeez.
Yeah, I know her safety, but I think Taylor can
take care of herself.
Take care of herself.
Well,
trust me, the song is coming. I promise you,
the breakup
song is coming.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
it's going to be the best album ever.
The breakup album will be
fantastic,
epic.
Yes,
epic.
Just wait.
It's a lot of rumors that they're going to get married. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fourth and Done is the name of the next album.
Fourth and Done.
I like that.
That's a pretty good name.
Put money on that. Put money on that. Get the rights to that website.
Yeah.
Because the Swifties will pay you money for that.
Heck yeah. So on Saturday, Donald Trump held a rally in South Carolina. Since it's less than 2 weeks away now, he told a story about a meeting he had with the heads of other NATO countries.
Of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
You got to pay.
Oh,
you got to pay. And we're not even asking for that much, by the way. I'd like to point out. Right? The percentages are...
Yeah.
The scale is...
Please.
Anyway, that was fun.
He also discussed Nikki Haley and her husband, which he's been getting some grief for. Check this out.
In a lifetime, she said, I will never run against him. Then she comes over to see me at Mar-a-Lago. Sir, I will never run against you. She brought her husband. Where's her husband? Oh, he's away. He's away. What happened to her husband? What happened to her husband? Where is he? He's gone. He knew. He knew. But no, think of this.
So, okay. So everybody and their brother is jumping down Trump's throat for saying this. And everyone's like, hey, he's deployed overseas. In fact, he's in Djibouti, by the way. You got to... Anytime you can mix in the word Djibouti, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man.
Sheikh Djibouti is that's a good way to mix it in. Sheikh Djibouti. Anyway, go ahead.
You're stationed there. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So I think that his story there was in relation to when she came to Mar-a-Lago. See, I think he was saying, if you play this again, I think he's saying, where is he? And he knew, I don't know. I mean, this is obviously a rambling story that he's telling, but I think he's trying to drop hints that we know she cheats on her husband.
Oh, that's where he's going
what I think.
with it.
That's what I think. Now listen to it again in that context, because we know at least two guys play this again.
Okay.
In a lifetime, she said, I will never run against him. Then she comes over to see me at Mar-a-Lago. Sir, I will never run against you.
Yeah.
She brought her husband. Where's her husband? Oh, he's away. He's away. What happened to her husband? What happened to her husband?
He knows.
I don't know.
Where is he?
Listen.
He's gone. He knew.
He knew. See?
He knew.
Now, is he saying...
Think of this.
he knew why she was really coming to. I don't know, but people are trying to make it sound like it's an unforced error. Let's put it that way. You don't have to bring up her husband. There's so much you can do with her.
And he's so far ahead. He doesn't even need to mention her.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Why even talk about her at all? Nobody cares.
I know. However,
but there's a new ad.
I love this.
He's got a new ad out aimed directly at Nikki Haley. All she wants is to debate Trump. What's the point? She lost Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada. To none of the above. Now, she's sinking in the polls. Trump crushing Haley in her home state. We all know how this ends. Stick a fork in Nikki Haley. She's done.
So the chicken turns into a bucket of fried chicken. All right.
All right, well, there you go. There you go. Well, that's why she's really not worth mentioning right now at this point. So then Saturday night at Mar-a-Lago, Trump was on stage greeting guests.
Who does he do this with besides Vivek?
I don't know. Nobody.
He loves him some Vivek.
Yeah,
man.
he does. Yes, he does. He almost left the stage. Yeah. Then he noticed Vivek and came back to introduce him, and here's what happened there.
So, I just see Vivek is here. He's sharp. I was happy to get him the hell out of the race, I can tell you. And as soon as he got out, he endorsed me, and he's got a tremendous future. He's very young. He's young and he's smart. And Melania and I were just saying, I mean, you don't get sharper than this. And I just said, could you say a few words to the great audience? And ladies and gentlemen, Vivek, please.
Okay.
We're in the middle of a war in this country. And we need a commander-in-chief who is going to lead us to victory in this war. And that man is Donald J. Trump.
He is the greatest hype man ever, you know? He really
is. If you want to seal the border, say it with me. Vote Trump. If you want to actually grow this economy, vote Trump. If you want to fight inflation, vote Trump. If you want to revive our national pride in this country, vote Trump. If you want to send Joe Biden packing home for the next 4 years, vote Trump.
There it is.
If you want to make America great again,
vote Trump. Hey,
that's in your power. Let's make it happen.
Vote Haley.
The 47th President of the United States.
No, vote.
And God bless the United States and Donald J. Trump. Thank you all. Vote Trump once. Congratulations.
So where do you think a Vivek Ramaswamy would be best suited in a Trump administration? Because the vice president doesn't do anything.
No.
I think he'd be more effective for Trump as the press secretary.
Oh, he'd be brilliant.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
thinking. Yeah, that's a great.
You'd have more.
It's a great idea for him.
You would have more control over the national conversation than as vice president.
You could have him address an awful lot of stuff that you wanted addressed, and you didn't want to have to do it yourself. Have him. He's eloquent. He's smart.
Exactly. And he would be able to more eloquently, that's the word you used, Pat, more eloquently convey Trump's messages than Trump himself.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I think press secretary would
really
be a good spot for him.
Yeah, that's a good
idea. I think we lose the book as well. The big book of everything.
You don't need a book.
He's tossing that.
Yes.
He's burning that. He was like, here you go, America. We're not doing that no more.
He would use or fewer times than
she does in one
4
speech.
years than she would in 1 hour.
By the way, this will help us count the ums and the thes because I want to keep that track of zero.
All right, let me take a minute. Tell you, this past month, there were drug shortages that hit a record high. We had about 295 medications that were tough to get, including amoxicillin, which is, life-saving. A life-saving antibiotic. That's why you definitely need the Jace case. Get this now so that it's available when times get tough. I mean, they kind of already are. We're there. It's not like we have to really think hard and make stuff up. There are shortages right now of important medications. You just unzip this, and it comes with 5 antibiotics for you. And so whatever bacterial infection you've got, you can treat with the Jace case. And they also have really great medications like ivermectin available now, too. So go to jacemedical.com. That's J-A-S-E medical, jacemedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for some really nice savings. That's J-A-S-E, jacemedical.com, promo code PAT.
Pat Gray. Join the conversation, 888-900-3393. Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back.
Just a quick announcement for something new that just launched at Blaze TV. Our fellow Blaze TV host, Sara Gonzales, is now hosting the Sara Gonzales Unfiltered show. Everybody's favorite spicy Latina will be there 5 nights a week for you with a no-holds-barred take on news, politics, culture. She's joined by regular guests and newsmakers, too, to help make sense of all the madness going on. You can watch on Blaze TV, the Sara Gonzales Unfiltered YouTube channel, or listen wherever you get your podcasts. The show looks great. It's vintage Sara, of course. You also never know where she's going to take a story or what she has to say. Tune in, check it out, find out for yourself. Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. This is pretty cool. There was a little something that we've been pushing for a long time, but especially this past year when we interviewed, we had the guy from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on, and we brought this up. And what happens? The very next time they nominate somebody, they nominated Foreigner for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's a first.
Wow.
First time ever.
Well, how you feeling over there, huh?
I feel pretty good about it.
How do they not? I mean,
how do you not induct them?
Right.
How do you not? This is the first ever nomination for Foreigner. It's incredible. And we've heard that the committee has never even brought him up before. They've never even discussed him. Well, they finally did. So here's your list this year.
Okay.
The incredible rockers Mary J. Blige, Cher, Mariah Carey, jeez, the Dave Matthews Band, Eric B. and Rakim. Oh, that's long overdue, huh? How many times have I said?
I thought that was the
Eric B.
big
and
news
Rakim
from this.
Need to be. Yeah, right.
So
well,
you think it's Foreigner, but I thought you were going to jump in there with Eric B. and Rakim.
They were very next on my list.
Right.
Peter Frampton. I can't believe Frampton's not in it. Really?
Yeah, that was a shocker when I saw that. Yeah.
Jane's Addiction. Kool and the Gang. Nobody rocks harder than Kool and the Gang unless it's Eric B. and Rakim.
Yes. Okay.
You know?
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being intellectually honest there.
Then you got your Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
Who I like a lot. Oasis.
Okay. All right.
All right. Sinead O'Connor. She's going to have some sympathy because we lost her. Ozzy Osbourne has never been nominated?
I was stunned by that too.
Or at least he's not in.
Yeah.
He's not in the Rock Hall of Fame. Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath. Come on now. He's probably in with Black Sabbath, I would think.
You know what? That's got to be.
But not as a solo artist, would be my guess. Sade. And
rock on, man.
Oh, man.
Sade.
She almost rocks too hard for me. You know what
Too
I mean?
much Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Is where she belongs?
Can you say it one more time? Because I love how you say it.
Sade.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people put an R in there where it doesn't belong. It's not Sade. It's
There's no
Sade.
R in the name, yeah.
There's no R. No R in Sade. A Tribe Called Quest is your final nominee.
Black Sabbath was inducted in the year 2006.
Okay. Yeah.
I also noticed that there's no Monkees and there's no Tommy James in the Shondells.
No, that's the one thing that they didn't go with that we kind of pushed in that interview. And I thought you made a really good case for Tommy James and the Shondells. But they're not among the nominees this time. Dang.
Let's get that guy back on the phone.
Yeah.
So are we saying that the Pat Gray Unleashed
we're responsible
was able to get? I love that.
That's what we're saying.
100%. Oh, there's not even.
I don't think there's a shadow of a doubt that at least the nomination we had something to do with.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought he was receptive to my Tommy James. He even said it was a great.
I thought so too. Yeah.
He said on
That's
the
a good
phone.
case. It's a great case.
And I remember it was March 17th, 2023. If you want to go back and listen to that awesome conversation. He said, yeah, make a good case. So we're...
Well, he couldn't give you both, foreigner.
Yeah, right. Then it'd be too obvious.
That'd be too obvious that we're controlling the
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay. Next year. Just give it next year.
Hold on. I swear, if I see the Connell show up on the list here next year, I'll know.
Then you know. Then you know.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
We're in control.
Or the Monkees. Either one of those, that's a sign that we've got too much influence.
Right.
They got to do one at a time.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Ozzy Osbourne says he denied a request from Kanye West, who I think was part of the halftime show yesterday,
Yes,
too.
he was.
Which is weird. You never see Kanye West anymore because he's like persona non grata.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
Yeah. He's a little nuts, right?
A little?
A little. A lot.
Okay.
He's a lot nuts.
A little bit.
But anyway, Ozzy supposedly denied a request from Kanye to sample one of his iconic songs over alleged anti-Semitism.
Look at that all caps tweet from
But
Ozzy.
he used it anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now say it like Ozzy would say it. Or Joe Biden, same thing.
Kanye asked permission to simple some. Anyway.
We're going to run out of time here.
Anyway.
Yeah, he wanted to sample a section of a 1983 live performance of Iron Man.
Weird.
And
from the U.S. festival or the US
him.
festival?
He refused
And
permission.
he said no, and he went ahead and did
He
it.
said, I refuse permission because he's an anti-Semite and has caused untold heartache to many. He
Really?
went ahead and
Come
used
on.
the sample anyway at his album listening party last night. I want no association with this man.
You gotta be pretty sensitive for Kanye West to cause you any heartache whatsoever. Just ignore what he says. How about that?
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, my gosh. We just brought it back around to Taylor Swift, didn't we?
Sure did.
Oops.
Wow. Yeah,
All
so
right.
it was used on a song called Vultures, apparently. Interesting.
Okay.
All right, much more coming up.
The Biden administration sucks.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
What a weekend. Super Bowl weekend. Foreigner nomination weekend. Whoa. I never meant to brag, but we got him where we want him now. It was never my intention to brag, to get him nominated now, but we did.
Got it.
We did. Nailed that misery business, didn't we? Right there. I got some tweets here. Kevin Ledford tweets, Joe, if Jill didn't write my name on my underwear, I wouldn't know what day of the week it is. See, that's a little mixed metaphor there from Joe because he's not that sharp.
We got it.
Although we did hear he was, in fact, sharp. Intensely probing, detail-oriented, and focused. Of course.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's our president.
I mean, people have to be so prepared when they meet with him.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine? I can't even imagine it. And for real T, the only thing missing in the background of Biden's video montage is the voice of Sarah McLachlan requesting you donate as time's running out. Clemson Mimi, I enjoyed the Usher halftime show. It wasn't the greatest one I've ever seen, but I thought it was better than many others. Okay,
cool.
Mm-hmm. Banana Bonanza, maybe NORAD can make a T-Swift tracker.
No, don't you dare give them any ideas.
Too late. That's probably in the making right now. In Washington, D.C., Congress is still trying to figure out how to send money to Ukraine.
Yeah.
In the Senate, they just overcame the filibuster that was going on.
Yeah, that
and they need 60 senators to do that. So there was Republican help there.
Yeah, I think what was it? Maybe 27. I think voted to stop it, but it's going to move forward without any border provisions, because why would you need to protect the border?
You don't. Everything's pristine there.
Yeah, here we go. It's 60 billion Ukraine, 14 billion Israel, 9 billion humanitarian assistance to Gaza.
Jeez.
Let's see here.
Read Hamas.
Yeah, 4.8 billion to allies in the Indo-Pacific. Again, no border.
Good. Good
thing there. Yeah, 67 to 27.
So, and what was the Ukraine portion of that? How much are we getting or giving to them?
60 billion.
It is still 60 billion for Ukraine. Jeez. Senator Mike Lee explained some of the things that are found in this Ukraine package for Ukraine, and here's what he had to say about it.
We send this thing over as part of the economic support fund for Ukraine. And it's there, as I understand it, to make sure that every government employee in Ukraine doesn't miss a paycheck, gets paid for an entire year. Billions of dollars to subsidize all kinds of things. It's in addition to paying their government workforce. My understanding is that it's also going out in various grants to subsidize everything from clothing stores to people who sell concert tickets for Ukrainians.
Yeah, and?
All while making sure that their budget is fully funded for an entire year. All this is happening while Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and where that paycheck doesn't last very long like it used to, because they've got to shell out an additional $1,000 a month every single month. And this trend has been ongoing ever since January 20th, 2021, when Joe Biden took office, and not coincidentally, this inflationary cycle steadily became worse and worse.
So apparently Mike Lee doesn't want Ukrainians to have concerts.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
You picked up on that too?
Yeah, I did.
You hate to see
He's
it.
anti-Ukrainian concerts.
Yeah.
Why do you love Vladimir Putin so much, Mike? Maybe we should get him on the show and ask him.
Yeah. You know, I find that interesting on that clip where he talks about how we're funding the Ukrainian budget. Wait a minute. So our government knows how to fund a budget?
Just not ours. Yeah, they know how to do foreign budgets, but you can't expect them to translate that into a domestic budget. What's the matter with you, Keith?
Sorry.
Meanwhile, our southern border, of course, remains wide open. They're not doing anything. I think what they want is a clean southern border bill, you know, something that focuses all our attention on that. I guess. That's the only thing I can think of that, that wasn't mentioned in this particular bill. And the Democrat mayor of the sanctuary city of Denver is mad at Republicans for his city's budget problems.
Oh, no. What happened?
Thank you all so much for being here this morning. I'm here to talk a little bit about the devastating impact of the failure of Republican leadership in Congress this week to pass comprehensive immigration change and the impact that will have on both city budgets and on services that we can provide for newcomers in the city.
Bad stuff.
The second is we will start to have to greenlight a set of hard decisions about budget reductions across the city to meet those costs that we know will continue to arrive. We want to talk about two of those today. While they're the first steps, they unfortunately will not be the last. It may not be the hardest.
What's happening? Tell me.
This is a plan for shared sacrifice. And so in terms of our first step on city cuts, we are announcing today we will make some changes both to our services at DMV and to our services on Parks and Rec.
Wow.
Boy.
Wow. And that's because of the damn Republicans.
Yeah, because they're the ones, the Republicans in Congress are the ones who made Denver a sanctuary city back in 2017. We're just getting to put your theory to the test, see if you really enjoy this, because here's your opportunity to shine, Denver.
It's incredible. I mean, do they think, and you know, maybe they are. Maybe the American people are buying into this garbage? I hope not. I really don't think so, based on the polls about illegal immigration lately. I don't think this kind of rhetoric is working, but we'll see come November, won't we? We'll see. God, man.
Boy, I tell you, if you just give Biden the tools, you know, He'll close that border down.
Oh, he wants to so desperately.
Just got to give him
He'd do
the
it in
power.
one day. The minute they give him the authorization, he's on it.
What sucks is that he took that authorization away from himself on day one.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that probably, but that was because of Republicans. That was because of that stinking Trump.
But opening up the border was a low priority for him because that was probably in the evening of day one.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't right at noon.
Well, I think it was actually, but let's not get technical about what time of day it happened. Okay, he didn't do it before he took office, so we do know that it wasn't that much of a priority. Then we come to the Super Bowl with the illegals.
Yeah, this is a good
crowds
video here. This speaks for itself.
Okay.
Super Bowl 56 held 70,000 football fanatics. Super Bowl 57 saw 68,000 fans, while 65,000 people will pack Allegiant Stadium for Super Bowl 58. Combined, that's not even as many people that crossed the border in just the last month. Stop the insanity.
So the last three Super Bowl crowds
don't equal the size
two-thirds
of the illegals that poured across the border in December. And your point? What are you, some sort of xenophobe? Is that what's going on here? These racist xenophobes?
You hate to see it.
You do. But they're making it so clear you can't help but notice, So...
Got a couple.
What if we send illegals to this precious couple in Boston?
All right.
Colin and Jessica Stokes called the state to sign up to be a host family. It took less than an hour for the displaced migrants to be dropped off at their door.
I gotta get sheets on the bed. How many people are coming? Where are they from? What ages? We really knew nothing.
The need is so clearly overwhelming.
The family of four who didn't want to go on camera had been sleeping at Logan Airport. The parents and two kids journeyed from Chile to Texas, then Massachusetts, and there are so many stories like it.
It boggles the mind that there are so many hundreds of those stories.
Hundreds? You think there's just hundreds? Why don't you
he
come
lives
down
in
here?
Boston.
That's right. Come down
He lives
here,
in
bro.
Boston.
But hey, good for them. We got a couple of bleeding heart liberals opening their door.
And they're willing to have him stay at their house. I'm sure that's
everybody who wants open
gonna
borders
work out well.
Needs to do that.
Yes, please.
Let's go.
Yes, please.
And then you won't have airports and police stations and bus stations. You won't have a problem there.
But I would like to know if they're getting money from the state.
Of course they're getting money from the state.
You know they are.
Because when I got offered to open my home for illegal kids, it was $1,200 per kid. So
I can't wait.
They wanted me to take 10 of them.
What? Hold on a second.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
But they'd give you $12,000 a month for that.
$1,200 a month for that.
Oh, $1,200. I thought you said per kid.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You're right. Yes.
So it's 12,000. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, you're from
Too much
Puerto Rico.
Too much math. They don't do math in Puerto Rico.
That was a lot of math there so quickly.
I got a couple of things here. If you wanted to be a foster parent, you would have to jump through every hoop imaginable. But if you're opening up to illegals, then
that's fine.
Doors are wide open. I want to follow up 6 months, a year out from this family. I want to see how they're doing with the illegals hanging out at their house.
Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, coming up in a minute, we got a new Biden song for you.
Oh, another one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll share that with you. But first, you already know about the Sara Whiskey Company, the people who brought you Undertack, the revolutionary boxers that are really changing the game.
Love them.
Well, they just unveiled a whole bunch of products for the new year. Now they offer socks, joggers, T-shirts, sweatshirts, all of these things made in America. And they all embody the same rugged spirit you've come to expect. Their socks are made of battle weave wool, which is 5 times stronger than merino. Their ring-spun cotton hoodies and joggers are dangerously comfortable. And every patriot needs the EDC T-shirt 3-pack. Remember, Undertack isn't your typical men's boxers. They're made with modal. You think of that like cotton, just way better. It's 50% more moisture-wicking. It's antibacterial, and it's just a lot softer. Really luxurious and comfortable. It stays in place with a sturdy but comfortable waistband. It's extra wide. The fly design is straightforward. Undertack is durable, ultra light, and fade-resistant and shrink-resistant. And as if that weren't enough, they donate a portion of their products to organizations actively fighting against human trafficking. It's a great company. Stock your drawers with Undertac. Undertac.com. Get 20% off site-wide when you use my promo code PAT20. PAT20 for 20% off. Exceptional comfort, twice the guarantee, a fraction of the price. Undertac.com. TAC. Undertac.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Let's get to our Joe Biden song, which goes a little something like this.
What's the song that is played where everybody is on the chair, everybody at going to my mind's going blank now. What's happening? I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night on the television, I was on a telephone rapidly rising with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's lives reflected in the NHEI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was inflicting we're going to seize the ill-gotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you. You like to be able to. Anyway.
Yeah.
My mind's going blank now. What's happening? I can't remember. Lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that the political coverage of the I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingersong. Good song. I can't get this to focus at all. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep
It's going to be in your head all day.
Oh, yeah. No idea.
You're welcome. It's great. It takes some time and some doing.
Yeah, sure does.
Nice job on that.
If you want to head to Pat Unleashed on Twitter, you will find that song as well.
My mind's going blank now. Yeah, it's going to be in my head.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
What was the best Super Bowl ad yesterday? Any thoughts on that?
The one about Jesus washing people's feet. That was the best one.
All right, that was good.
Duh.
Yeah, it's not a typical Super Bowl ad, but yes.
It's the only one that I know that ran because everybody's flipping tables for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a woke Christian organization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they woke?
Yeah.
Figured they would.
They were very woke.
Yeah, it seemed woke-ish. Yeah, because they're saying Jesus didn't preach hate or whatever.
Yeah, didn't teach hate.
Yeah.
He washed feet.
Did he preach that we should love every sin that people commit,
yes.
though? Is that what he preached as well? Because I don't think so.
Duh.
I don't think so. And because, you don't hate your kids when they do something wrong. You still love them. You just don't want them to do that anymore. It's just irritating.
See, that's why it's the best one. You agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think pretty much all the ads were terrible. I will say we got news this morning that Secretary Lloyd Austin, Defense Secretary, is back in the hospital with a bladder issue. And ladies and gentlemen,
did he tell anybody?
That's why he kept all of his stuff on the DL last time around, because he didn't want the phrase bladder issue. Yeah, he did. He's handed off duties.
Okay.
Officially.
Well, that's good.
So that's good.
Did he hand him to Ice Spice? Is she second in command?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I've been seeing her everywhere.
Give it a few months. If there's a second Biden administration,
Ice Spice will be part of it.
Oh no.
She had the 10th most popular ad on the Super Bowl yesterday. It was for Starry, I guess, which is a drink that was discontinued by Sierra Mist.
Ad ever.
Really weird.
And I didn't know who she was until last night.
I didn't either until these ads started popping up with her all over the place.
Yep.
Then you got Post Malone at number 9. Post Malone for Bud Light.
Great job with America the Beautiful, by the way, before the game.
Thought that was really good.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was really good.
Good job.
Yeah. This is the one where Steppenwolf's Magic Carpet Ride is playing, and the Bud Light Genie gives wishes to everybody.
Oh, yeah, that was not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Bud Light is trying
so hard.
They're trying so hard to get back in our good graces.
We got horses and men with pickup trucks. Remember us? We're good.
Right. The only thing we're not doing is chicks in bikinis because we can't anymore. But please like us again. Yeah. And I'm okay if, that whole thing stops. They paid their dues, I think. Lil Wayne for Homes.com, the number 8 most liked.
That was a fun recurring thing. You're right.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
The way he keeps showing up at neighborhoods and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Hudson and Common for T-Mobile. I'm trying to think which one that was.
Remember that.
I guess they have a real life relationship, apparently, Common and Jennifer Hudson. But they were in a commercial alongside a guitar-slinging Laura Dern and Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Who brought his mother, Gloria.
Okay.
All right.
I think I was washing clothes. Barely paying attention to that commercial.
Cardi B for NYX was number 6. I'm not sure. Okay, commercial about the cosmetic company's new lip plumper and its duck face campaign.
Wow, missed that one.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Darn.
Oh, I love when we talked about this last week. Creed for Paramount Plus. You had Patrick Stewart on it. There was Arnold, the football-shaped head character.
That kid, yeah.
And they try to throw him up the mountain. It's actually funny. Creed starts playing, and then Drew Barrymore says, now Creed's here. It's funny. Yeah. Usher for BMW.
Oh, yeah. With Christopher Walken, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was...
Yes, that was okay.
Yeah, that wasn't
all right,
okay,
whatever.
All right, I'll give you that.
Usher, Jelly Roll, who should be next year's Super Bowl halftime performer, I think. Jelly Roll. Wouldn't he'd bring in the viewership. And Victoria Beckham for Uber Eats. That's one where you have to forget something to remember other things. And so David Schwimmer forgets Jennifer Aniston she forgets that she ever knew him.
I missed that one.
Okay. Jennifer Lopez for Dunkin' Donuts with Ben Affleck.
That was kind of funny.
That's good.
That was funny.
Was fun.
Yeah, Tom Brady and the other guy, Ben.
That had to cost them a fortune.
Matt Damon was...
Matt Damon.
Rapping.
It's getting really hard to be friends with you. So funny. That was good.
Tom, you can
stay.
I like that one. Tom can stay. Everybody else get out.
I also kind of liked the one. This didn't make the top 10, but Tom Brady being the only one who can't benefit from the MGM.
Time for somebody
thing.
else to win, Tom.
Tom, you've won enough. You've won enough.
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then the number one, which to me, no, this is not the number one spot. Although none of them were spectacular, I don't think. Beyonce for Verizon.
I don't remember that.
So she is with an ad alongside Tony Hale. She works on breaking Verizon's... she works on breaking the network by doing outrageous things. She goes into space to release her album. It still doesn't break the network because it's Verizon. Because they are so good, everybody.
I will say that the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm ad wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean,
because they just made fun of his accent. How is that okay? If he had an accent that's any other ethnicity, you couldn't possibly get away with that ad. Well, you're gonna trash him because he can't say neighbor? Neighbor, like a good neighbor. No, Arnold, it's neighbor. And it's funny, but it's not acceptable anymore, I thought. If he was Chinese or from Africa or anywhere else on this planet, you couldn't possibly do that and get away with it. But they did because it's Arnold and he's white and it was Austrian. So everything's fine now. Everything's fine. So I love that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Sonny Hostin from The View. I love it when this happens. Is fun. I love it when these things happen. I love it when liberals start eating their own because they've created this world of supposed utopian perfection, and then they fall into the trap. They realize
that there is no utopian world of perfection. And in fact, she doesn't like the fact that she has a slave owner in her family tree.
Oh no.
Yep. Oh boy.
Wow. I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican.
Perfect.
You know,
you're
I'm Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was. My family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
That's fun.
So how are you feeling?
How you
my
feeling?
friend?
How you feeling?
I think it's actually pretty interesting that
it is interesting.
My husband and I have shared roots.
Yeah.
That's
so
neat.
I do appreciate that.
Do you?
And I think it's great for our children
That is
to know
great
this
for your
information.
to know that they were slaveholders. That is.
I guess it's a fact of life.
I guess
that,
so.
This is how some people made their living.
Okay.
On the backs of others.
Oh.
How much you pulling down a year, Sonny?
All right. Well, good. There you go.
Let's see. What do you think?
She has slave owners in her ancestry.
Yeah.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And she's pulling down $1.2 million per year. Time to write those reparation checks. You got some money, right? Right, Sonny?
She could easily get by on $200,000 of that. She should give the other $1 million to.
Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Black Lives Matter.
Yes,
Write
okay.
the check, $1 million right now.
Yes.
You can just
every year, though.
Yeah.
Not just this year, but every year.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Every year.
Clip coupons. You'll figure it out, Sonny.
All right. See you again tomorrow. Right here.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.